Hello and welcome to another MDAR bite-sized training video for Velbus. Very occasionally we get situations where bugs are found within the firmware of the Velbus modules, or simply that the geniuses can squeeze even more functionality out of the modules out there in the field. So it means you don't have to return the module to the factory to get them updated. You can do them with the latest version of the VelbusLink. So the easiest thing to do is to connect to your network, synchronize and read all the values into the project. That is a very, very important step. And just to recap, you'd simply scan to make sure all the modules are detected, which is done like this. It's scanning all 255 addresses, even though there are only a couple of modules. So that's all done. And you'd synchronize, select everything and click read and then wait for it to finish. I've done this already, so I'm not going to bore you by showing it again. Thankfully, there is an option in VelbusLink that shows you when an important firmware is available, and it will simply show this red exclamation mark in the corner, roughly somewhere here on the title bar. None of my modules on the test rig require an urgent update, so this is very much an optional one. So how do you achieve it? It's really, really simple with our bulk firmware updater. Click on Tools in the top, and there's an icon there that says Firmware Updates. This will show you all of the modules you've got on your network that have been detected that have got a firmware update available to them. You'll see this one's marked as optional. If there were important or urgent ones, it will be a separate section, and you could filter them and say, well, you only want to do the important ones. So the thing to remember is that the OLEDs, because they have a much bigger memory, do take an awfully long time to update. You can be looking, I've seen them take 40 minutes, sometimes an hour, depending on what the network traffic's doing. Some of the smaller ones, like the 8PBU, which is what I'm going to do today, they've got a very, very small memory map, so they don't take very long at all. So let's select that one module, and it's as easy as clicking on Next. And then it's just a little alert there to remind you are going to be doing a firmware update. You can continue using the bus, but it will mean that that one module is out of action for as long as it's being updated. So we'll click on Yes. What's happening now is the module is being forced into bootloader mode, so it's no longer operational within the Velbus network. And it'll respond in a moment. There we go. I'll fast forward this video so you don't have to watch it in real time. So there we are. That was fairly straightforward. That progress bar was quite accurate. It did take roughly 2 minutes to do that. And what will happen now is, because we read all the settings from the module in before we start this process, it's now going to write them back to that blank memory map. And that's it. As shown, the firmware update was successful. So that's it. That's how to do it. Use Tools and the firmware update, and there are the options available to you. So that's it. That's how to update firmware. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when I put some new content up. And if there's anything else you want to know, please feel free to post a comment below or email us directly.